Hey learners, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to study about Vedic maths. This video is divided into two parts. So first part covers the basic calculation and the part 2 covers the advanced calculations. In this video, we are going to study about the introduction to Vedic maths, the 16 sutras, the 13 sub-sutras and the calculations related with it. So let's get started. Vedic maths simplifies complex arithmetic calculations, algebra, calculus, and geometry just using 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras. It was revived by Swami Bharati Krishna Tirthaji and it is known for its speed and accuracy. In this session, we are going to explore the 5 major concepts. First, Ekadika, which means one more. Second is Ekayona, which means one less. Third is Purak, which means complement. Fourth is Rekhank, which means bar representation. And fifth is Beejank, which refers to sum of digits. We would be studying about these concepts in this video. So let's get started. Let's understand the 16 sutras of Vedic maths. By this, you can understand that there are 16 types of calculations, the core calculations that are done in the Vedic maths. We would not be focusing on the Sanskrit name given here. We would focus on the English name so that we can understand the gist of the calculation. So when we are talking about the first sutra, it represents one more than previous one. The calculation is the Ekadika calculation that we are going to do later on in this video. Second is calculation which represents all from 9 and last from 10. So this is the calculation that represents the Purak calculation. Third sutra is representing the crisscross calculations or the vertically and crosswise calculation. Fourth one is transpose and adjust. So this is the calculation related with transposing and applying it. Fifth one is when the samuchaya is the same, the samuchaya is 0. It should be equated to 0. So it is a calculation related with the values which is put to 0. Sixth sutra is representing if one is in ratio, the other is 0. Seventh one is by addition and by subtraction. And the eighth sutra is by completion or non-completion. The best way to align with the Sanskrit sutra given with the English name is we can remember just the initials that are given in the Sanskrit language to relate with the sutra. Like for example, the first sutra we can name it as an EP sutra, which means one more than previous one. The second one we can remember it as NND sutra, which tells us all from 9 and last from 10. So this is important to remember from the point of view of MCQ. Just for our understanding, we are learning this. So the ninth sutra is the calculus sutra. The 10th one is defining the deficiency sutra. 11th one is specific and general, which represents the use of average in the sutra. 12th one is the remainders by the last digit. 13th one is related with the ultimate and twice of the penultimate. 14th one is by one less than the previous one. So this one represents the Ekayona calculation. 15th one is the product of the sum of coefficient in the factors, and the 16th sutra is the set of multipliers. Now let's move on to the 13 sub-sutras that are there. So the first one is related with the proportionality. Second one is related with the remainder remaining constant. Third one is the first by the first and the last by the last calculation. Fourth sutra is representing in case of 7 the multiplicand should be 143. Fifth one is by the oscillation. Sixth one is by the lessen by the deficiency. Seventh one is whatever is the extent of deficiency, lessen it still to that very extent but also set up the square of that deficiency. Eighth sutra is representing whose last digits together total 10 and whose previous part is exactly the same. Ninth sub-sutra is representing only the last term. 10th sub-sutra is representing the sum of the coefficients in the product. 11th one is representing by alternate elimination and retention. 12th one by observation, and 13th one, the product of the sum of coefficients in the factor is equal to the sum of coefficients in the product. So when we are remembering the 13th sub-sutras, we can just remember the names of some of them and the initials. So just for an example, the first sub-sutra can be remembered proportionality, the sub-sutra name starts with A. The second one, the sub-sutra name starts with SS. The third sub-sutra, the name starts with A. The fourth sub-sutra, the name starts with KSG. So this is how we can remember the Sanskrit terminology while we are remembering the sub-sutras. Now let's move on to the calculation part. When we are talking about Ekadika, it means one more. Ekadika is used to simplify calculations by understanding the next immediate value of any number. It is very useful in multiplication and division techniques, making the calculation faster and easier. For example, Ekadika of 0 is 1. Ekadika of 8 is 9. Ekadika of 10 is 11. Ekadika of 360 is 361. Similarly, for 50 it would be 51. So now calculate for yourself Ekadika for 98 and Ekadika of 77. Ekayuna. Ekayuna is just opposite to the Ekadika. It means one less. This method is particularly useful in subtraction and finding the complements of numbers. So for example, Ekayuna of 1 is 0. Ekayuna of 8 is 7. For 10 it would be 9. For 360 it would be 359. So similarly calculate Ekayuna of 98 and Ekayuna of 77. Next is Purak. Purak means complement. This is calculated as a difference of the number from the nearest base like 10, 100 or 1000. For example, Purak of 1 from 10 is 9. Purak of 2 from 10 is 8. Purak of 3 from 10 is 7. Similarly, Purak of 4 from 10 is 6. Since you have understood this, so now calculate Purak of 5 from 10, 6 from 10, 7 from 10 and 8 from 10. Next is Rekhank. It represents negative digit using a bar over the number. This is a visual method to indicate that the number is to be treated negative during calculation. For example, 7 bar is the Rekhank of 7, 4 bar is the Rekhank of 4 and 2 bar is the Rekhank of 2. Finally, we have the Beejank, which is the sum of digits of a number. If the sum still has a 2-digit number, you keep adding it until you get a single digit. This method is useful in quick verification of the calculation. For example, Beejank of 137 is the addition of all the 3 digits in the number, that is 1 plus 3 plus 7, which is 11. Again, we have got the 2-digit value, so we would be adding 1 plus 1, which would give us the value 2. Similarly, Beejank of 563, we would be adding all the 3 digits in the number, that is 5 plus 6 plus 3, which is 14. And again, since this is a 2-digit number, so we would be adding 1 plus 4, which gives us 5. So 5 is the Beejank of 563. Next, 4, 5, 7, 8. Here we are having 4-digit numbers. So we would be individually adding 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8, which gives us 24. And we are having 2-digit number, so we would be adding 2 plus 4, which gives us 6. In this video, we learned about the sutras, Ekadika, Ekayuna, Purak, Rekhank, Beejank. I hope you have found this video helpful. You can hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more updates. Thank you.